Hi everyone, it's Jody from the Lexington Senior Center, and I'm here today with another easy, healthy, delicious recipe for you to try while you're staying healthy at home. Today's recipe is easy squash Italiano, and it takes advantage of all the great zucchini and squash that we have available right now. This recipe is printed in our September newsletter, and I'll also put it in the comments below. So let's get started. We're going to start with 3 zucchini, medium-sized zucchini, and 3 medium-sized yellow squash. And I like to use the medium size because if you use a large zucchini, they tend to be seedy, and they also get to be a little bit bitter. So you want to find a medium one, and we're just going to cut it into little coins like this. When you get to the fatter part of the zucchini, you might want to chop it in half. So you'll have some pieces that are whole and some pieces that are half. All right, after the zucchini, we're going to use an onion. I use 1 medium onion, and we are going to quarter that onion and slice it into some thin slices. And then our last vegetable are bell peppers. Now you can use a whole pepper. I found these on sale today, so I got these instead, and I'll probably use about 4 to 5 of the smaller peppers to equal a large one, and I just cut them into small strips. You can cut them into larger pieces if you like. And then we're also going to be using some spaghetti sauce, some broth, and our seasonings are garlic powder and Italian seasoning and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. So we're going to start by sauteing our vegetables. Now, instead of using oil, like a lot of recipes call for, I wanted to cut the fat out of this recipe. So instead of sauteing with oil, we're going to use vegetable broth. Now you can use a vegetable broth or chicken broth. 1 tablespoon of olive oil has 119 calories and 9 grams of fat per tablespoon. So that's a lot of fat. If you use broth, this vegetable broth and chicken broth have 0 fat and only 5 calories per cup, and we're only using a half a cup, so we really cut out a lot of the fat. So I have a half a cup of vegetable broth in here. You can use water if you don't have the broth, and we are going to bring that up over medium-high heat, and we're going to add all of our zucchini and squash. We're going to add the onion and the peppers. And now it's going to take about 25 minutes for these vegetables to saute. And the vegetables will release some other liquids, and so you aren't going to have a problem with the vegetables sticking to the bottom of the pan. If you think they're going to stick, just add a little bit more broth. So again, it'll take about 25 minutes, and I'm not going to make you watch me saute vegetables for 25 minutes. So we're going to pretend that the vegetables have become soft and translucent, and we are going to add a can or a jar of your favorite spaghetti sauce. This Hunt's brand happens to have no fat in it whatsoever, so we're cutting a lot of fat there too. And you can use whatever brand you prefer. And you just give all that a good stir to get it mixed up. And it seems like there's a lot in here, but these vegetables will shrink down a little bit as they cook. So we're going to add our other ingredients. We're going to start, I start with about 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Now this is not garlic salt because there's plenty of salt in the tomato sauce, and 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning as well. And you can adjust these seasonings to your personal preference. You just have to make sure you taste as you're cooking. So again, this is over a medium to medium-high heat. It comes to a simmer, and the vegetables will cook down. And the flavors will melt together. And after the vegetables become soft and translucent, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to turn down the heat, and we're going to add a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Now, yes, there is fat in Parmesan cheese, but we're only using a 1/4 cup. And so for the whole recipe, there's only about 7 grams of fat. And that's not per serving, that's for the whole recipe. So there's really not a lot of fat in here at all. If you want to speed along the process, you can always put a lid on top, and then just make sure you keep stirring it every couple minutes. So this is our finished product. I like to eat it just as a vegetarian meal. You can also serve it as a side dish alongside a protein. It makes a great pasta topping if you want to, and you can also put it on top of chicken and make it like a baked chicken parmesan. You can also turn it into a soup by just adding a couple boxes of broth to your vegetables, but you want to make sure if you do that you add some more garlic powder and Italian seasoning, because the broth will dilute the seasonings that are in there, so you have to make sure you give it a taste. So that's the easy recipe. I hope you try it. Let me know if you do in the comments below. Stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.